Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86. Here you will find everything from your favorite characters, from anime, series, or movies, such as figures, statues, trading cards, and other limited special edition items. I will show you everything that is included. For example, we will discuss the design of the box, how it's packaged, the design of the figure, the articulation points, the accessories that are included, and we will see our favorite characters in special scenes. And you never know, you might see other characters make special guest appearances, so you can decide whether it's worth getting or not. Subscribe and join me on new weekly adventures. Now let's start the show. Let's go. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86, and today from Marvel and S.H.Figuarts I present to you Spider-Man 2099, also known as Miguel O'Hara. Hopefully I pronounced that right. This is from the movie Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and if you remember, this was the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which was a really good movie. If you haven't watched it, I recommend that you go ahead and take a look at it for yourself. I'm sure you will enjoy the movie. And I think there's a part 3 coming out, which I can't wait for it. But this is the S.H.Figuarts version of Miguel as he appeared in that movie. Looking at the front of the box, you have a cut of Spider-Man 2099. And then through the window, you could actually see the figure. And you could also see the Miguel expression that comes with him. Then it's really highly decorated with the bright colors, matching his theme color. On the side, you get another close-up shot of him. Then on the back side, you have multiple shots of him doing different poses. Then it shows you that it comes with the special multiverse travel bracelets. And it appears that it also has the accessory one for Gwen. And then you can see him there. He comes with the cape too. So this should be a very amazing figure. I can't wait to open it. Then on the last side of the box, you just have a close-up of him. Miguel is packaged in one tall blister pack. Here you can see the figure, the different hand gestures, the cape that comes with them, 2 web shooters, and it also includes 2 of the multiverse travel bracelets. I think that's what they were called. If not, let me know in the comments. Then he also has the gesture without the mask, which is one of the reasons why I bought this figure actually. Here's a quick look at the instructions that come with this figure. Here it shows you how to swap out the hands, how to install the bracelets, and how to swap out the heads. Then on the back side, it shows you how to attach the web shooters and then how to attach the cape. So it comes with a little tool that you can see in the back there to install it. And then it gives you a warning sign because it looks delicate. I really like this background, it looks pretty cool. So let's see if we can do something with it. This is the 360 of Miguel straight out of the box. For first impressions, the figure looks really tall, and hopefully the camera can capture it, but he's got a lot of details throughout the whole Spider-Man suit. If you look in the front, the spider on his chest, to me, it reminds me more of a skull. I feel like the figure is a little bit more angular than round. So if you look at the head, it kind of has a weird shape on the backside. Then if you look down towards the legs, you can see that they kind of have those angular side cuts. So it gives it more of a geometric shape than a normal round human shape form. The other thing that I like is those side blades that are coming out of the forearms. They look really cool. The other thing is the figure looks really top heavy. If you see it, he looks really muscular, really massive in the chest area, the shoulders, the biceps, and the arms. But once you start coming down the torso into the legs, once you get past the knees, it becomes almost like a stick figure, especially down by the toes that are really tiny. So I feel like certain angles, those tiny feet are not going to be able to support the massive weight of the figure, especially since he's very top heavy. But overall, I'm really liking the design panels that they put on there. And as you can see, it's got several different little cuts within the body. So that should give us some really good articulating points. Let me know, what do you think of the Spider-Man 2099 from the Spider-Man multiverse.
My name is Miguel O'Hara. I lead an elite strike force dedicated to the security of the multiverse.
Now let's check out what articulations come with Miguel. So he has good head turning. And if you see, this is size, you can move the head. This is a slow. And a reason for that is because the head kind of has an L shape, so you can kind of see this where you can angle it to pull it back or pull it forward. You can also tilt it, and he's got neck movement too, so this is as low as you can see, and then this is as high, so it gives you kind of like a 2-step. So you have the intermediate step, and then you have the lower step. Here's as straight as the arms go. You can almost lock it to a perfect horizontal. And then he's got that piece here to give you the extra reach on the arms. You see it right here. So he can give you a really good cross arms. Geez, you can see the massive ball joint there for the shoulder. It's really huge. So here you can kind of see the extension piece coming out. Got the 360 of the arm. 360 of the bicep. You just want to be careful because the blades that are coming out of the forearms, they're really delicate, so you don't want to break them. And as far as I can see, you can't detach them either. Which I think, if I remember from the movie, I think he didn't have these all the time. I think they were able to contract in and out of the suit, if I remember correctly. Here's the elbow. 360 for the wrist. And he's got good movable joint there, as you can see. You can angle it to any angle you want, but again, you just want to be very mindful for the blades. He has some really good chest movement. He has some waist movement as well. You can rotate them by the chest. No angle. I'm not getting a torsional rotation either, so I guess that's going to come in from the chest piece. This is as high as the leg goes. This is as far back as it goes. Here's your split. Here's the knee. The knee gives you two sections, so this is the first one. Or you can go for this one. But at the end, this is what you get. I see the joint for the thigh rotation. I'm just not getting any. I'm not able to rotate it. If you see, I'm catching mostly by the hip. So I'm sure it's there for the rotation, but I'm just not getting it here. Same thing for the other side. It's really fixed. The ankle, this is as far high as it goes. This is as far back. The toes, right there. And then you can get 360 out of it. And then inboard, outboard. So he's got some really good toe movement there. So hopefully they'll help us with the balancing of the figure. Since, like I said, it's really top heavy. But other than that, he's got some really good articulating points. Just be mindful of the blades coming off the forearms. And I don't know if later I'm going to be able to get this movement here, but as far as I see it, he doesn't have the thigh movement. So he has a little bit of restraint. But that is it. So here's a close-up of the two different expressions that come with Spider-Man 2099, as well as the dimensional travel bracelets. So just looking at Miguel's expression, honestly, to me this just looks like an expression that basically says, hey, I see you, but I'm not impressed by it. And I guess this is more of a neutral one too, if you want to classify it under that category. Then he has the one with the Spider-Man mask on it. So that one, you can't tell anything on it. And then you can see the close-ups of the two bracelets. The big one that goes for Miguel, then the tiny one that goes for Gwen as an accessory. Overall, it would have been nice to have more expressions from the Miguel figure, but something that we've seen on these S.H.Figuarts for Spider-Man across the multiverse, they don't really have that many expressions. They basically get one with the mask and one without it. So, and it's usually like a neutral one. For this scene, I have Miguel Ojeda striking one of the enemies. If you remember from the movie, he usually dashed at his opponent just using his hands, where he was able to grow claws from his fingers. So that is what I'm showing you here. On this one, I added the accessory cape that comes with them. One thing to note, I really like the designs of the cape. If you can see from the inside, you can see all the webbing design that it has. It is made out of a hard shell plastic and it's barely articulated. If you can see from here, it looks really fragile, especially the end points. They're basically skinny little spikes on it, which matches to how the character was featured in the movie. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. As you can see, towards the back is cut into two sections. It is attached on the back sides. That's why it came with a little tool to snap the piece off on the back, and that's how the cape attaches. Hopefully the camera can capture all the details, especially on the Spider-Man suit. If you see it, it's got all these little intricate markings, which to me, they kind of went for the futuristic webbing, where it doesn't have soft lines on it. It's got all these sharp angles to it. Follow me on IG at Titan del 86. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts on the Spider-Man 2099. One thing I would have liked to have seen would have been a little bit more of different eye expressions for the face, similar to what they did with the Gwen and the Miles Morales figures. I think they could have did that more. The other thing is, I feel like they could have did a little bit more with the figure, especially as far as accessories. If you remember, in one of the scenes, he was able to glide. So this is what I wanted to show you, what I mentioned regarding the cape. So this is as low as it goes, and then this is as high. So like I said, it's only about a 10 to 20 degree movement, which is not enough to give you that full down in case you wanted to have them in a non-action pose where the cape is fully down. And the other thing is, once you attach the cape to it, balancing it becomes impossible, and that is because it becomes even more top heavy, like I mentioned earlier. Since Miguel is wearing the spider mask, he can't really show the emotion, also something that this figure does not capture. But I gave Miles the surprise expression, since if you remember that figure, we actually got two eye expressions for him. So this is the one with the wide eyes. This is the scene where Miguel was fighting Miles towards the climax of the movie Across the Spider-Verse. So in this one, if you remember in that particular scene, Miguel basically body slammed them into the ground while they were in mid-air. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. I also gave Miguel the web shooter, which is the long version. He also comes with a short version, but it's similar to this one. It is just really short. One thing that I like about Spider-Man 2099 is that his webs are not white, they're actually red, and as you can see, they're very geometric. In case you haven't seen it, a while ago I did the review for this Miles figure from S.H.Figuarts. So if you haven't checked that out, I suggest you go ahead and do so. Overall, I like the Miguel figure. I just feel that there are a couple of things where it came short, and not the figure itself, but just the execution side of it. And hopefully we get another Miguel figure. This one, I feel like he was limited on the accessories. I would like to see another version where he doesn't have the forearm blades, maybe an extra set of forearms, so you could swap out whether you want to display him with the forearm blades and one without it. I think that would have made the figure a lot better. The other thing is, I would have liked to have gotten different face expressions when he's wearing the mask. This is the scene where Miguel gave the dimensional travel bracelet to Gwen. So this is the only expression that comes with Spider-Man 2099, where it kind of has a expression that's not really a neutral expression, and this one he seems more like disappointed. And it kind of makes sense in this scene because he didn't really want Gwen to be part of the team, but at this point, if you remember from the scene, he basically had no choice. Also, one thing to note, in case you haven't seen my review of Gwen, I suggest you go check it out. I know they had another version that came out. I didn't end up getting it because to me it felt like it wasn't too far different than the one that you see here, which is the one that came out from the first movie. Overall, I really like this Miguel figure. I just feel like they could have done way more than what they gave us with the figure. Hopefully we get another revised version of this Miguel figure once the third movie comes out, and he'll have more of the special accessories to complement them, especially with some more expressions. I'm really interested in the vampire expression. I think that's what it was. I doubt he was a werewolf. He basically started to bear some fangs, similar to how Blade does it. To me, that would just indicate that he was a vampire. In addition to the other scene where he was taking some kind of medication, again, it reminded me of Blade when he took those special shots to control his hunger, which leads me to wonder if this is the Blade Spider-Man version. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on that. They gave us a lot of stuff from this particular character that they really didn't explain it unless it was obvious and I missed it. But from that, you can basically create your own theories about this Miguel O'Hara character. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on the Spider-Man 2099. Overall, he is a good figure to have in the collection. I just really wish they would have did more with him. For example, gave us a different set of forearms without the forearm blades, and gave us the accessories to allow him to do the gliding features, along with different eye expressions while wearing the Spider-Man mask. And like I mentioned again, I would have really loved to have an action expression with him showing the fangs. This is all I have for you today. If you like what you have seen, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll see you next week with a brand new one. Thank you and bye.